Okay, we're going to start with The Nation. Conflicting orders. 3 judges to face NJC panel. Mieti Allah to sue Southern governors for open grazing bill. An open grazing ban. VAT row deepens. Nigeria's wild polio-free status not threatened. Osinbajo heads health sector reform team. Sit at home crippling Southeast governors lament. Guinea junta digs in despite worldwide condemnation, and Igbo's case for hearing as Benin courts resume. Okay, story, major headline?
Major headline. The chief judge, summoned the chief justices of about 6 states that gave the conflicting judgments, and there will be a chief, the NJC will have a conference next week to look into deeper into the issues of those conflicting judgments with the 3 judges in question who gave the judgments again as major priority. And in the same voice, the Chief Justice also addressed those involved in investigations, as the security agencies generally, saying that failure to do proper investigations water down prosecution. And it seems like the justice system is not tight, whereas you'd failed in your procedures of investigation, or maybe deliberately remove one angle, but he cautioned them, and he's trying to get these agencies that are directly under him, which is the judiciary, as well as the prosecution, the investigators and security agencies, to do the right thing. Most of the time, personally, I felt I had a defense for the judges, the 3 judges in question, because this is what you bring before a judge that they would, adjudicate upon. But he also mentioned those proper filing and investigations of criminal matters as well. So that was the outcome. We're waiting to see the outcome of the NJC entirely.
Okay. I think so. The Health Sector Reform Committee has been approved by the President, and it's for a period of 6 months. It will be headed by the Vice President, and there will be other members who have been pulled from the public and the private sector. So this Health Sector Reform Committee was approved on the back of a health sector diagnostic review report that was developed by Vesta Healthcare Partners and the Federal Ministry of Health. And their job would be to review the reforms adopted in the last 2 decades, review lessons learned, and factor them into the development of the new health sector reform program. I mean, this is at the time where we know NARD is on strike, Johesu is threatening, so this is a good time that we have this committee set up, and we hope that they are able to address these various issues that have bedeviled our health sector. Yeah.
So let me take the IPOP story. So we know that since the 9th of August, IPOP had issued order to the Indigo to have a sit at home every Mondays till their leader has been released. The Ebonyi State Governor, Dave Umahi, is saying yesterday that they're actually carrying out the sit at home out of fear, not of compliance, because a lot of Indigo people are those people who like to work, do businesses, and earn a daily living. But because of the fear that hoodlums are, hijacking the whole process, and if you are caught outside, you can be harmed, a lot of people are sitting at home. And he is like crying out to the federal government that the security agencies need to do something about it. There was also a truck that was loaded with spare parts, worth millions of naira, moving from one state to the other, and was set ablaze by hoodlums who were outside trying to enforce the sit at home. So he's complaining that this is going to bring destruction to the economy of the Igbo people, and the federal government needs to do something about this.
Did you mention the name of the new DG NCDC?
Oh, yes, I didn't. Her name is Ifedayo Morayo Aditi.
Just checking.
She's the new DG of the Nigerian Center for Disease Control.
I was wondering, did you forget to mention
I put it down because I was like, oh, Morayo.
Okay, moving on to the Punch. APC multiple court cases. Agreed members there. Buni panel compiles litigations list. Picture here. Protest rocks Otta over bad roads. Residents block Abeokuta Lagos Highway. How I escaped from gunmen who killed Shore's brother, says woman. Illegal admission. FG compiles errands versus list. Stop preferential cut-off marks for northerners. El Rufai tells Jam. CSOs knock FIRS over proposed social media tax. Conflicting judgments. NJC invites 3 judges, 1 CJs. ASU fresh strike threatened, causing panic. No agreement here, says federal government. Okay. Which story are we taking?
Who are the residents? Okay,
Oh.
yes, I have this water story. So they said the scores of travelers were stranded along the Lagos-Abeokuta Expressway on Monday because there was a protest that was going on. A lot of youths were outside with their placards protesting against the bad roads in Ota. And they were saying that it's time for the state's Governor Jide Sanwo-Olu to take over and do something about it. Already, yes, and Dapo Abiodun as well. Okay. So they said two of them need to work together to do that road. You know, we always have that issue in that area where this one says my state stops here, and the borders is a borderline town, so to speak. And so they were saying that because I think Governor Dapo had said earlier that some federal workers are going to come and take, study the road and see what needs to be done. So last week, some of those workers were there to do that. But till yesterday, nothing has happened. And the youth were very upset about it. They blocked the roads. They said they can't. Last year, 2020, they did the same protest and nothing was done. Now they want something to be done about the roads.
Okay.
Yes, federal government through the Ministry of Health is blowing really hot air and saying that stiff penalties will be meted out to tertiary institutions for admission racketeering and those who bypass the central admission processing system of JAM. And he says that these heads of institutions will be held personally liable, whether they're in office or not. So we know that the central admission processing system is created and it's an automated system to safeguard the integrity of the admission process and ensure all errors and biases are eliminated. But institutions have found ways to give people admissions outside these caps. And so now government is saying they're going to take real action against any institution found to be liable. And any institution that issues admission letter to candidates outside caps will be punished for gross indiscipline and fraud. So listen up.
So the human... Okay, go ahead.
You want to take human?
I was saying the human interest story about the woman who was escaped from the same government that killed Shore's brother, Emanuela Anyanwu. She was saying that she was with them, and she went. The kid abducted them. They had asked her for money, asked her about herself. She said she was going to bury her husband, and they asked her for 10 million naira. She said she only has about 500,000. No, this what I have here is Anyanwu escaped from the hoodlums.
It's Reverend Sister Anyanwu. Okay, I took it in another paper. Maybe there's a conflict.
Okay, maybe there's a conflict, but she was on her way to Imo State to bury her husband, and she offered them 500,000 naira, and they rejected it. And then there was an opportunity. She found that she escaped, and then she saw the master started running towards it, and she went to the police station. That's how they found her and rescued her.
So the chairperson of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, while engaging the Senate Committee, Joint Committee working on medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper, and heads of revenue-generating agencies of the federal government, was seeking the approval of that committee and the National Assembly to further amend the Finance Act to cover social media businesses. What he said, you are aware of the issues of digital economy and the challenges of policing digital taxpayers like Twitter and Facebook. So we are coming up with new rules and provisions that the National Assembly should passionately look into so that we can bring them under our tax net. But the CSOs have come for him. The director, Civil Society Legislative Advocacy Center, Awa Rafsanjani, went at him immediately saying that this would affect businesses and startups and that they should not even start now to further expand to cover those.
Who has the jam story? What did you take?
I took that.
Yes, please, can we?
I already took that.
Oh, you already?
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, I apologize. I wasn't feeling it. Okay, moving on now to Vanguard. Let me see how much time we have. FIRS loses Lagos, joins tax war as Rivers digs in. Nnamdi Kanu stay-at-home threatens economy of Southeast, says Umahi. Mieti Allah begs Buhari National Assembly to stop implementation of anti-open grazing laws by states. Military action not best solution to herdsmen crisis, says Gumi. Conflicting orders making our job difficult, says INEC. APC compiling list of litigants for next sanctions, says Akwanu Doche. Governor Sultan Khan call for prosecution of terrorists, bandits, and kidnappers. NJC OK's probe of 3 judges for granting ex-parte orders and anti-open grazing, illegal firearms bearers, 21-year jail term in Lagos Assembly. Okay, which story are we taking here?
Headline again. So the FIRS lost the judgment to stay execution on the judgment that Rivers State got. So now Rivers State moved immediately. Wike immediately moved to start to enforce collection of VAT within the state. But Lagos State, in their own way, people that were silent, yet they had the first and second reading of their own...
In one day?
In one day.
Okay.
Of their own VAT Act bill in the state.
That was fast.
So they too are looking to, So I think this is about the states now trying to enforce, ensure this... what have been restructuring that the people have been asking for. States are now looking, since we cannot have it discussed holistically, let's be going little by little to get it and have a proper federal status.
The debate was quite interesting yesterday. Very interesting. In Lagos State debate. It was quite interesting when you see the lawmakers.
I know someone came on this seat and told us why this would not be good for the whole of Nigeria. It would serve some states like Rivers State and Lagos State, but all the other states may suffer. But
then, but those are also big brothers to other states around them, so they can always do. So that is, I think the smaller states around them will be more trusting that Lagos State would support than maybe the federal government hasn't supported them. I don't know. I'm just speculating. Let's go closer to them. Let's go on a break. When we return, we continue with the review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still in Vanguard. Miriam, you took the major.
Okay, let me take Mieti Allah. So they are saying that they are vowing to take legal actions in Nigeria and at the international court if southern governors do not stop the implementing of the open grazing law. And according to them, they said the law is satanic, and governors are really ill-informed about what is causing the insecurity in their states. So they need to, what they are appealing for is that they have a roundtable where they can have conversations. They need to have series of dialogue so that the governors will understand that it's not the open grazing that is causing the insecurity that they have in the states. And so they are asking the National Assembly and the President to stop the criminalization of open grazing that is actually targeted at Fulani pastoralists. That's it. Then I have another story, Sheikh Gumi.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
yes, who had spoken. So he gave a long list of what he perceives to be happening in our political system. So he started by saying that, for instance, that the military actions against insurgency, against the bandits, is like before have worsened the insecurity situation that we have. And that is not time for us to go in with all the force. We need to have dialogues. We need to have, like the United Nations, have a round table and talk to these people, like the way they solved the case in amnesty with Niger Delta. Yes, what we need now is reconciliation. We need rehabilitation. We need amnesty, and we need to be able to have talks with the young people and understand what exactly is happening. According to him, he said that in 2000 AD, Zamfara State, started this included Sharia law into what the normal laws that we have. And if they had taken their time to, give education, economic empowerment in that Sharia law, it would have become as strong as the states that we have, the Arab states. Yeah. But the same secular countries fought against it, and today now the place is now a hub for bandits, for killer headsmen, and all of that. But right now, all we need to do is to have conversations and rehabilitate these people. That's the only solution that he sees.
To echo here, I guess he's saying that we can't keep doing the same thing and expect a different result. So yes, we tried the offensive where we are trying to attack them, but he's now saying, let's engage these people. Let's try to even have a conversation. Maybe we should try that option and even see what happens.
He's saying state governor saying he regrets having that sort of relationship with the bandits.
Not only him, all of them, all the governors in the...
So they cannot be trusted to even keep to their side of the deal. These are bandits, these are terrorists. They have no integrity. So how do you have that kind of
strike a deal with the head of a group, and then, an objecting group forms again. So how many factions will you continue to negotiate with? I think
I was going to take El Rufai's story, because he was saying that JAM should stop the preferential scores given to northern Nigeria. According to him, let me quote him, he says, the North has always been behind in education. We've continuously been disadvantaged region right from independence, even though we've been giving preferences. So JAM scores and all that should not give preferential students to the north, and that's actually made... It has not helped us. In fact, it has made our people lazy. He says that their intention is to stop education in Kaduna State, and that's why currently all the schools are closed. However, they will not let them win, and they're working with security operatives to ensure that schools will be open as soon as they secure the entire perimeter of Kaduna State and ensure that the lives and property of the teachers and students are intact. Okay, let's move on to another paper, Daily Trust. Heavy clampdown on bandits in Zamfara. CJN reads Riot Act, cautions chief judges on exporting orders, conflicting rulings. Buhari constitutes Health Sector Reform Committee, names Oshimbaji chairman. Commuters stranded as protest rocks Lagos Abeokuta Highway. Cholera kills 2,141 in 23 states, says FTC. And the unrest, FG governors, religious leaders move to save Plateau. Okay.
Yeah, so I have Zamfara State. We remember that on the 3rd of September, it was declared, sorry, let me read this properly here. So they had asked the Nigerian Communication Commission had mandated that all telecommunication operators to stop extending their services to that state. And also markets were closed, and just a lot of economic activities were asked to be stopped. And this was in their bid to fight this continuous banditry and kidnapping and insurgency in that area. And they're happy to say that many bandits have been killed. Their foot soldiers have also been killed as well in multiple raids in the state since this ban has been placed. And so they're happy about that, and people are also happy. And, you know, 6 months before, the government had also declared Zamfara State a no-fly zone. So they're really doing everything that they can to make sure that they attack this. And so far, it looks like it is working out. Right. And people are happy. Some of the people that were spoken to, you know, they said that the bandits have sort of brainwashed them into protesting against government. So that is where we are talking of educating our people, empowering our people, so that bandits, people with ill intentions, cannot come and infiltrate our communities. Okay, I was going to add to the story BC took earlier concerning the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, because actually the governor of Ogun State have engaged the minister, Raji Fashola, and they gave a commitment on Tuesday during a teleconference with the state government and the minister's team. According to them, there will be a team sent there on Thursday to begin assessment preparatory for the commencement of the rehabilitation work. So they've heard the protest, they've heard the people, and work is going to immediately start. So people in that area can be rest assured that federal governments will fix that Lagos Abeokuta Ota road.
Okay. Yeah. So the cholera.
Yeah.
Quickly. So according to the Nigerian Center for Disease Control, they have issued a report saying that 65,145 suspected cases have been recorded within the period under review, and the disease has continued to ravage a lot of states. So they went ahead to mention, say Kano records 10,343 suspected cases. It said 9,935 cases have been treated and discharged, while 153 cases are presently active in 11 local governments with over 200 fatalities. So they've gone around to Katsina State, said the death toll in Katsina rose to 150. They talked about Kaduna as well, saying that cholera is ravaging 23 local governments in Kaduna, amongst other states. But there are low fatalities in states like Bayelsa and Osun State. And Lagos, on its own, is saying that they are going to arrest anybody found defecating in open places as one of the ways to curb.
And when you arrest them, also make sure that you have made provisions for where they can do it when they are outside. Because usually, where would they go?
There's nowhere.
There's nowhere. So
punish
on one hand.
Growing up,
not as many,
gas stations. There aren't.
They are don't get that many.
On the Badagry Expressway, I can give you like 3.
Oh, Badagry Expressway. Just walk down the street. Everywhere should have somewhere you can go to the toilet.
So you can take advantage of convenience within certain public places. Yeah. Ask, and they will allow you. But there are public toilets provided in motor parks. People just can't stand them.
What about the mobile toilets?
We have to run.
That's what we're asking.
We have to go on a commercial break. Let's move on quickly to the Nigerian Tribune. Okay. Any other story we've not taken? Let's find one we've not taken. Don't use military force. Okay. Cholera, I believe those who kidnapped us were Fulani herders, says victim. That's the story you took earlier. I think we've taken most of the stories here. Yeah. You're going to check
the story in Daily Trust. So a delegation from the federal government, state governors and religious leaders with went to visit the state governor of Plateau State, and this is in support and also to have the conversation concerning the communal clashes and killings that's been happening over time in that state. The religious leaders, the co-chairpersons of Nigerian Interreligious Council, NIREC, that's the Sultan of Sokoto, and the president of Kano were there. And the president of Kano was saying that he is a bit saddened that some of the religious leaders and political leaders, instead of trying to bring calm with their words, they are even inciting people. And so we should pay attention to the sort of things that we say. The Governors Forum, the head, the governor of Ekiti State, also said that they're here to support the governor of Plateau State in what he's doing in solving this issue. But he was also asked to make sure that the criminal elements are prosecuted, arrested and prosecuted. People need to see that justice is being done. People need to know that when criminals have committed a crime, they are arrested for it and they are punished for it. And so we hope that all these efforts put together would bring lasting peace in Plateau State. And they're asking the people of Plateau State, please do not go out on protest. Security operatives are out, and they say that anyone who does not follow the proper guidelines or just moving and do your business may be arrested. So let's be careful.
We have to rub on that. That's all we can take on Front Page Review. When we return, we talk about hot topic of the day. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.